From fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, it's Casino Secrets with Vegas Vic and Ziggy. Hello and welcome to Casino Blog. I'm your host, Vegas Vic. Today, I want to talk to you about winning at slots. Specifically, 5 tips you must do to have any kind of a chance to consistently win at slots, or at the very least, have more fun playing and last longer with your money. However, before we begin, it's very important for you to know that what I am going to explain in this video is not some get-rich-quick scheme or some kind of a gambling system to somehow magically make you a winner every time. These kinds of systems and schemes and other kinds of nonsense have been plugged and sold in every kind of format ever since gambling games were invented. So, to make sure that no one misunderstands what I am doing here, I'll let you know some very important facts about gambling games and, in particular, slots. Gambling Games 101. House Edge. All house-banked casino games in modern casinos worldwide are created to pay off at less than true odds. But what does this mean? It means that if, for example, the true odds of an event occurring is, say, 10 to 1, the casino will pay a little less, which means that on each and every occurrence of this event, the casino will always gain that percentage difference. This therefore means that the casino will always make money from that bet and the game in which it is featured, regardless of how well it is played. This, therefore, is what's called the house edge. A good example is roulette. On American roulette, there are a total of 38 numbers, 1 through 36, plus the green 0 and 00. This means that the true odds of winning are 37 to 1, the 37 numbers plus the one that wins. But when you win, the casino only pays you at 35 to 1 on that straight-up inside bet. And that's what I meant by pays at less than true odds. This therefore means that the casino has pocketed 5.26% on each of those spins. For European roulette, which only has the one green 0, the casino, the house, pockets 2.7% on each such spin. Gambling Games 101. Slots. Okay, back to slots. So what does this mean for slot machines? The fact is that all modern slot machines are computers and that all slots pay at less than the true odds of each event occurring. So, like with roulette, the casino will always pocket a percentage of all the money played in all of these types of slots. This is what's called the house edge on slots. Knowing this, then how much will the casino get from you on modern slots? Well, actually, that depends and on many factors. First, what kind of a slot machine is it? Is it a real slot machine, the kind with handles and spinning reels, or a video slot machine, or a multi-game machine, or video poker, or video keno, or a standalone progressive, or a multi-link progressive? Is it in a Las Vegas strip casino, or in a Las Vegas downtown casino, or in a different casino in Las Vegas, or in a casino in Atlantic City, or in a tribal casino, or in state-run casinos, and so on and on. And then there are differences within the slots themselves. Each casino has the chance to order slots with various pay tables, and therefore different percentages of that house edge, which means that it's not easy to tell just exactly which are which and how much they hold for the casino. I have written several books on precisely these subjects in my series Great Casino Slots, as well as my other books such as Casino Secrets and others. A lot of very important information is in those books, so if you are truly interested in finding out more about this and which are the best slots to play, then you can look it up in these books. But here I can tell you what the averages are for slot machines and the slot machine house edge. Penny slots. These are the ones where the base credit amount is 1 cent US currency. These games hold, on average, between 12% and 18% for the casino, the house. This means that for every dollar played in them over the fiscal life cycle of that machine's on-the-floor life, the casino can expect to get between 12 cents and 18 cents from all the machine's players for every dollar wagered in them. And that's the principle of the house edge and how all modern casino slots are created and offered. The only exceptions are some video poker games where the pay table allows for perfect play in excess of 100% payback. I have more on this in my book on video poker. The other exception are slots which are skill-based, meaning that a very skilled player can actually win more by means of their skill. Examples of such slots are Space Invaders and Pac-Man, although I should caution you because none of the currently existing so-called skill-based games are actually fully skill-based. Most of these have the skill-based option in the bonus round, but to get to the bonus round, you still have to play the traditional non-skilled slot machine game which these machines use as the base game. You should also know that in many gaming jurisdictions in the United States, it is illegal for slot machines to pay back more than 100%. Again, I have much more on all of this in my series of books, Great Casino Slots, as well as my book Casino Secrets, and my many other books on slots and casino games. For more on any of these and links, please visit my webpages at morecasinodeals.com. 5 must-do to win at slots. Okay, so now back to the 5 tips for winning at slots. I know it took a while to get to this, but the preceding information was, I think, very important. Based on what I have said so far, you may well ask if it is actually possible to win at slots. Well, the short answer is yes, of course. If no slot machine ever paid out, no one would play them. They all pay wins. The questions are, how often, and for how much, and how much will it cost to get those wins? So, to answer these questions, here we go with the 5 tips. Tip number 5. Profit or entertainment. Seems simple, right? But how you approach your slot play will directly impact not only how much money you can win and how much you can lose, but also how much fun you will have at the game and how long you will last playing it. Profit and entertainment. You see, most people who come to the casino do so on a holiday trip or a vacation or with friends and family, and their primary purpose is not to play slots well, but simply to have a great time, blow off a bit of money, and maybe catch a jackpot, or at least some kind of a decent pay. And if they don't, well, that's okay, because they were there for fun and entertainment, and the money they lost was, to them, money paid for the cost of that fun and entertainment. But the point I am making is that even under these conditions, knowing the reason why you are playing will go a long way toward making that fun last longer and give you more bang for your bucks. If you know that you are in the casino playing slots just to blow off some money and have fun, then if you have already established that as your mindset, you can help yourself have more of that fun by knowing at least something about how slots work, which are the better ones to play, how to play them at least reasonably well, and what to do to get the most pace for the least amount of cost. And that's precisely where most people fail when they come for just the fun, but forget the cost of that fun. And that's also why casinos have ATMs everywhere, because people like this usually lose all their money very quickly and then don't want to spend the rest of their trip or vacation being broke. Playing for profit. Okay, so now let's talk about playing for profit. This is an entirely different kind of play, whether it is blackjack, craps, poker, slots, sports, and specifically the slots that I'm talking about in this video. People who do this aren't there primarily because they want to have fun. Players like these are in the casino because they want to make money first and foremost, with the fun and entertainment being part as merely a byproduct. For players like these, the selection of the game is the most important. These players must know which games are the best, the better paying, and they must know the proper strategy, play management, odds, pay tables, and paybacks. And of course the house edge. And in slots specifically also, the volatility index. Okay, so what is that? The volatility index is the equation in the machine's program that tells the game how it will play and pay. I have more on this a little bit later. Players who play for profit usually choose games like video poker because many games can be played to a player's edge and advantage. Again, I have much more on this in my books on video poker and casino secrets. But can slot machines be played for profit? Yes, but not in the same manner as, for example, blackjack, video poker, sports wagering, or live poker. While on these other games it is possible to actually figure out the percentages of the house edge on the game and or the bets, on slots that's not generally possible. Video poker pay tables, for example, can tell you exactly what the machine's program is and how much it pays back, and therefore how big the house edge on that game actually is. For slots, however, to find the right ones takes a bit of time, research, and actual experience. Don't just go wandering through the casino sticking money here and there willy-nilly and just hope to get lucky. There are many tools which will help you to know which machines and games are among the best or better ones, and so that's what you need to know. Again, you can find this out in my books on Great Casino Slots and my many other books, and also many books by other gaming authors as well. It's not that I am trying to sell you my books. I am just trying to give you information so that you have the opportunity to last longer with your gaming dollar and have the best chance to actually win something decent. So if you don't want to buy my books, then buy some other author's books. That's perfectly okay. I am simply trying to tell you the best way to do this so you can play better and last longer and have much more fun, and also to make profit. So now the question is, can you play for both profit as well as fun? Well, yes you can, but that requires an even greater set of skills. Part of this are the next series of tips. Do your homework. Learn something. If you go to the store to buy groceries, usually you know what you want to buy and how much you are prepared to spend. Many times you will have a list, so you won't forget what to get. And while it is okay to shop around and see what's there, and perhaps even make a spot purchase of something, that's not why you went to the store. Most people usually don't go to a supermarket like Walmart, for example, and just wander around to see what's there and then spend money only on an impulse, a bit here, a bit there, and so on. So why would you play casino slots like that? But that's exactly what most people do when they get to the casino. They kind of wander around and stick their money willy-nilly into machines as they go by. This is a prescription for disaster, and it will make you a big loser over time. Yet the solution to this is, again, simple. Learn something. Before you go to the casino, find out something about the casino or casinos you plan to visit. They all have websites, many with photos and videos of their casino, so look it up. See what kind of slots they have. Search for experiences by other players and customers online, and see what's being said on social media. It won't take that long, and you'll get the idea on how this casino and their slots are perceived by other people who have already played there. And of course, find out something more about the slot machines in that casino. As I said earlier, if you don't want to buy my books or any books by any gaming author, then search for video clips online. Search for reports and articles on those slots, and be wary of promotional videos or news reports which only tout the big winners. Look for reports by regular and real players who may have posted their experiences on various social media platforms. Buy a book. Yes, you can buy some of mine. I have written more than 50 of them. But that's not the point. What is the point is that you must learn something about slots and how to play the better ones to your advantage. So if you don't want to buy my books, then at least buy something else. It's all there. All the information you need to make better playing choices. And that will make you not only a better player, but also make it more fun to play them. Where to play? This is very important, and here's why. Tribal casinos. These are the ones usually on Indian reservations and so on. Most of these casinos usually have slots with lower pays on everything. This is not always so, of course, but it is mostly the case among the majority of these casinos and resorts. Regional or smaller casinos. Like in some of the states which only recently began to offer some form of gaming or limited forms of gaming. These also traditionally offer much lower pays on their slots. Las Vegas. And in Las Vegas, there's a lot to choose from. The Strip. Here you will find the mega resorts, but it will cost you money in low-paying slots and high resort fees. This wasn't always so. Many years ago, strip casinos were actually interested in casino players and offered great games and pays. Not so today, though. These days, their corporate owners are usually somewhere in New York, working from a bank or a hedge fund office, and so they don't much care about things they don't understand, like casinos. So they spend money on what's called non-gaming facilities, and this usually means they lose billions on stuff people can find anywhere, and so they then have to siphon money from the casino to pay for their stupidity. Ah well, okay, I'll get off my soapbox now. Downtown Las Vegas. These casinos are a little better on some slots, but it's still a jungle. And that horrible canopy they call the Fremont Street Experience is nothing more than a noisy distraction that has destroyed what once was Glitter Gulch, the world-famous neon jungle. Now it's just a place for street peddlers and noisy drunks, which makes it difficult to have a good time in a casino. But the slots there are, generally, much better than those on the Strip. But go there after about 1 a.m., so you don't have to put up with all that stupid noise from the canopy and the terrible bands they have playing there, making even more noise. And leave before 8 a.m. when all the daytime nonsense starts up again. Boulder Strip. These are casinos on Boulder Highway, which are mostly locals casinos, but some of which have recently morphed into more strip-type resorts. But here you'll get much better games and slots with much better pays. Off the Strip, or Las Vegas Locals Casinos. These are the best. They are really very much better for all kinds of games, specifically slots with better pay tables, looser games, less fees, and so on. Even better than the Boulder Strip. These are casinos like Red Rock Station, Texas Station, Fiesta, Suncoast, Gold Coast, Palace Station, and even South Strip casinos like the M Resort and South Point. Tip number 2. Choose your game, simple or complicated. Do you want a simple game where all you do is push the button or pull the handle and just see what you get? These are the kinds of games which are called passive slots. What this means is that the player, you, don't have to do anything other than put your money in, choose the credit value and the lines, and then push the play button. The machine then does everything and you just sit and enjoy and, hopefully, win something decent. The more complicated games are the ones where you actually must do something, such as make decisions. Games like video poker, for example, which is technically a slot machine. Again, you can find out more about how to play video poker in my books on video poker and casino secrets. There are also other slots which are kind of in between. Games like video keno, for example, specifically those that are 4-card keno and multi-card keno games where you not only need to choose the numbers and combinations and patterns you want to play, but also choose the cards and often denominations and split wagers on some cards. It's not as simple as it seems. I have much more on this in my Keno book and my other books as well. Other kinds of more complicated slots are those that require some measure of skill, usually in the bonus rounds. Games like Space Invaders and Pac-Man, for example, which are sometimes offered in skill-based versions for the bonus rounds. This means that if you're really good, you can get a better pay. But as I mentioned earlier, there aren't many of them around and they are still not fully skill-based. Again, I have more on this in my series of books, Great Casino Slots. Among your other choices are progressives, either the standalone kind or multi-link. The standalone kind of progressives are slots that have either 1 or 2 or 3, sometimes more, tiered jackpots, which increase their award value as the game is played. They are, however, not linked to any other machine, and so the values for the jackpots are only available on that specific machine, and that's why they are called stand-alone progressives. Multi-link progressives. These are the big money progressives like Megabucks. They also include Wheel of Fortune and other slots like them, all of which are collectively known as wide area progressives. If you play on any of these, it's important for you to check out what you have to bet in order to get the jackpot. Most of these kinds of slots require the maximum credit play in order to win the top jackpots. If this is the kind of machine you are playing, never, and I mean never, play it with less than the maximum credits per bet. Never. I can tell you a host of horrible stories of terrible things that happened when people played these kinds of machines without the maximum credit wager. It's not a pretty story. However, you can read some of them in my book, Gambling Legends, True Stories and Amazing Facts. But some of the newest wide area progressives can be played at less than the max credits, but that depends on the game and the machine. These are all different, and therefore it's up to you to check the machine's on-screen details to find out exactly what you need to do and to wager in order to be able to win the top jackpot. And then there is the choice of low volatility or high volatility. So what is this? Volatility is the difference between how often a machine will pay out a pay and how big it is. Low volatility games. Low volatility slot machines and games are those that hit pays very often, but those pays are mostly very small. These are also the kinds where you get into the bonus round quite often, but many times you win little or nothing while playing it. For example, let's say that the cost to you of the basic game per spin is say 40 cents. And as you play you get many quote wins unquote, but each one is less than the cost of the play. So you may hit the spin button for the 40 cents per cost of the spin and then hit a quote win unquote for say 12 cents or 8 cents or 32 cents and so on. The machine then touts this as a win, often with a win type sound and displays, but in reality you have not won anything. You have in fact lost. So this is the kind of low volatility game which gives you back something very often, but in actuality it's taking your money each and every time. People who like these kinds of games are those that want to stay and play for a while, and so these kinds of machines do just that. It's called time on device, and that's what drives the slot machine industry. Most of the slots now in the big casinos are precisely these kinds of machines because the casino wants to keep you there playing, and they know that these kinds of machines will suck up your money big time while making you feel like you are actually winning. Nothing could be further from the truth. Low volatility games are there for you to have fun, but you always must remember that while they will give you lots of pays and allow you to stay and play longer, what's really happening is that you are losing money much faster than you think. High volatility games. High volatility slot machines and games are those that don't hit pays very often, but when they do hit a pay, it's usually quite good. Examples of these games are many, such as the Megabucks and Wheel of Fortune games and other types of wide area progressives. But there are also stand-alone individual games that qualify as high volatility. Such games are usually found in the high roller areas of the casino because these games are favored by people who want to win big. And big wins are exactly what these games are all about. While on the low volatility games you'll last longer with your money, but will nearly always lose it in the end, In high volatility games, you'll need much more playing money to start. This is because these slots will not hit pays very often, but when they do hit something, it's usually quite big. And even the smaller pays on these games are much bigger than on the low volatility games. For example, where on the low volatility game your per spin cost may be, say, that 40 cents we spoke about earlier, here on the high volatility games your per spin cost may be, say, $1.50. But while on the other game your wins are nearly always less than the per spin cost, here on these high volatility games, when you actually do hit a pay, it's often several times more than your per spin cost. And of course, when you hit one of the higher pays, then you really have a lot of decent money. The kind of money that you can be proud to show off. And then there are slots which are a mixture of high and low volatility, and these are called the medium volatility games. What this means is that on these games you won't hit pays as often as on the low volatility games, but when you do hit them you will hit pays which are better and bigger. And while you'll hit pays that are a bit less than those on the high volatility games, they will mostly still be better than the more frequent but small hits on the low volatility machines. So, how can you tell which machines are which? Well, that's not very easy. I have listed many of them in my book series, Great Casino Slots. There you will find the actual pays and plays and a lot more information about these games than is usually available anywhere else, including the volatility index and how these machines pay and play. But for here, as a general rule, the majority of the 1 cent type games, especially in those in the big mega resorts, will be the low volatility machines. Then, as you go up in credit values and also in the overall amount of each per spin bet, you'll get into the medium volatility games. And finally, when you get up into the more skill-based games and the traditional slots in higher denominations, these will mostly be the high volatility machines. Again, this is not easily explained in what's already a long video. I'd much rather refer you to my book series, Great Casino Slots, because I spent a lot of time in these books showing you precisely this. And so, drumroll please, finally, I hear you say, we are at the number 1 tip. Tip number 1. Always bet all the lines plus the bonus bet. This is very, very important. While you may not have to play the maximum credits on many of these newer slots, you absolutely must play all of the available lines. Otherwise, you're wasting your money and your time. You might as well burn your cash and get some warmth out of it, because you will lose it all, and very quickly, if you do not do this. Also, most of the latest slots have a bonus bet, which is an extra side bet, which then unlocks the better pay tables, more bonuses, better features, and more pays. This is a must. While it will increase your per spin cost, it will more than pay for itself when you have a decent pay and when you get to the bonus round. I know that this kind of sounds like common sense, but you'd be surprised how many millions of people just don't do this. I see this all the time in the casinos of Las Vegas. People wasting their money by the billions, cumulatively, by not playing like this. And that's why the casinos on the Las Vegas Strip alone make more than $1 billion in revenue per month. That's right, $1 billion in revenue per month. And so that's why I made this my number 1 gambling tip. Playing profitably and having more fun doing so, making money at it, hitting jackpots, paying less for your experience, and having the best possible chance to actually make some money from these machines really depends on this. And I mean it, because it is the number 1 gambling tip, because most people just don't do this. I really cannot stress this enough. I cringe each time I see people play these slots and do it without playing all of the lines, and even worse, without playing that extra bonus side bet on those games that require it. So please, play better. And if you won't remember anything else from this video, then at least remember this. It will make your trip to the casino and your time at the slots a whole lot better, with more fun and more profit. So, until next time, this is Vegas Vic saying, see you in the casino. So long. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of my casino blog, and please visit me for more information on my website at morecasinodeals.com. So until next time, I'll see you in the casino. So long. Hello, Vegas Vic back again. Thank you very much for watching our program. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. It's very easy. Just click the subscribe button on your screen. It only takes a second, and then you'll be notified every time we post a video. You can also follow me on Twitter. My handle is @GamingAuthor. So until next time, I'll see you soon. So long.